Jones, was this on the air or off the air that recently we were talking about how we really need to have Ethan Strand on?
This was on the air that we said that.
So it was on
as always, we are fulfilling our promises.
Yeah, we were sitting here and we were like, we should really have Ethan Strand on. I wonder what he's got going on. Well, he decided he would just go out and do something that only 2 people in the history of planet Earth have ever done better, and that's be the 3rd fastest indoor mile time of all time, set the NCAA record. What an incredible weekend for Ethan Strand. He's here with us in the studio. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. This weekend was awesome.
I bet. So what has your week been like after doing that?
Honestly, just get back to work. See, we try to actually, enjoy it for a few days, a day or two. Coach Milt's make sure you enjoy that because it is really cool. But yeah, we have a lot of season left. So
okay. Now, this is going to surprise you. I cannot run a mile anywhere close to 3 minutes and 48 seconds. So, did you know it was pretty good? You're in it and you're like, whoa, this is pretty good right now. When did you start realizing you were hitting it?
Yeah, I think I checked the clock with 2 laps to go, and I was like, okay, if I close well, I'm gonna run really fast. And yeah, so about 2 laps ago, I realized how fast we were running.
I mean, have you been? It's always a goal to run as fast as you can. I understand that. But is this something where you were thinking, man, I'm the way you've been running, have you thought this was a possibility, or was it just this particular race it was happening?
Yeah, I think in that particular race it was happening, but I feel like I took a step up in fitness coming in this fall and into the winter season, and I think that showed in the 3K with Parker, where we're running down the stretch. We ran 6 seconds faster than any collegian ever has. So obviously I was fitter. I just hadn't put it to test in over a mile yet, and I guess we saw kind of how that played out. Okay,
you're fit. You're fit. You run. How did you get fitter? How's that even possible?
It's just time in the game. We can change up some, training strategies. I can run more mileage. Those are a few of the ways to get fitter. Make sure you're fueling during your workouts, stuff like that. A lot of times people miss that stuff, and it helps a lot.
When you crossed and saw the time, what did you think?
You could see my face if you watched the last 50 meters. I was kind of in shock. I was like, okay, I did not expect that today. So yeah, I was just super happy, honestly.
Okay, I remember the video you and Parker in that 3,000. You were ahead of everybody else, but the two of you were right there together. What was the competitive juice like at that point in time when you two, a guy you know well and have run with for a while, what's happening right there when it's the two of you?
Oh, yeah. When me and Parker are on the track and it's just the two of us, we're very competitive. You know, we absolutely treat each other as competitors. But, you get us in a race like that, at the end of the day, we're trying to beat everybody else there first. And then if it just happens to be us two left, we're going to try to beat each other.
Super cool. Oh, sorry.
It's super cool.
Do you guys I would just Adam and I are always pushing each other in the podcast game here. Yeah. I would think you and Parker having each other as teammates would help you be better because you have another incredible runner that you can work with constantly. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. I don't think there's a better training partner in the country. I think he's someone right now that pushes me in ways I've never been pushed before in practice and stuff and in races. I don't think there's a better person in the country to have to be chasing after.
What makes Coach Miltenberg so good?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of things you can go at there. I think obviously one reason is he got me here, and he gained my trust, and that takes a lot of effort to do. I think it's just the training we do and how he approaches our racing strategies and just everyday life. I think he's obviously one of the best coaches in the country, and that's shown. So.
What did he tell you to get you here? How did he get you that trust? Because he could have said a lot of things and you might have thought, I'm not really sure that's doable, but for whatever reason you believed it.
Yeah, because I want to run. That's what I want to do with my life, and that's what I wanted to do when I was in high school. And so that's kind of his pitch, was hey, we're going to get you here and you're going to run really fast and do really cool things while you're at North Carolina, but then I'm going to set you up for the next 7-8 years after college as well. And when I heard that, no other coach said that, I was like, okay, I think this is the place.
So even in high school, you were thinking with a 12-year plan almost.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just because I mean, I love it so much, and I did back then too. And so, yeah, running is what I've wanted to do. And also you see kind of the coaches or the athletes he's coached in the past, and a lot of them are still doing really well, and they're, winning medals in the Olympics, stuff like that. So you look at his past athletes, and then you look at the plan he's laid out for you, and it all fit.
Okay, a lot of people hate running. Like, I mean, if it was like most people say, "Oh, God, I got to go. I'm going to force myself to go run." Why do you love it? What is it about it that you love?
Yeah, I mean, I think I grew up around just in a running atmosphere. Both my parents ran. I grew up. My dad's part owner of a running store, and then I found out I was pretty good at it, and that helps. But no, I think it's just really enjoyable. When you finish a race and you do well, it's a very good feeling. And training every day, it's not all that fun. Like sometimes it's fun. Like this year in particular, I've enjoyed getting out the door and going for runs more than I ever have. But it's still sometimes just not fun.
Sure.
But when you finish a race and you did better than you ever have, like it's a feeling you can't beat. The only time you can get that feeling is by doing it again.
Why has this year been, I mean, obviously success is one thing, but why has this year been more enjoyable? Why have there been fewer of those days where you're going out the door going, oh, God, but it's been better?
Yeah, a few things is like I've run well enough that I can actually now see myself taking the next step after college and being a professional athlete. And I think that's just allowed me to, kind of shift my mindset. It's like, all right, well, I've kind of set myself up to do this for the future. So I guess there's less stress.
What do you think about when you run?
Yeah, that's a good question. I love this. We asked Parker this question, too.
What did Parker say?
Oh, I don't remember. When did Parker
was
join?
several years
Yeah,
ago.
look, that was like a year and a half ago. We're old. But
I don't remember anything about that interview other than when Jones made him mad insulting his kick.
yeah, no, we'll get to that in a second. But first, what is going through your mind? Are you blank? Are you like, what's happening?
Definitely not blank. When I run by myself, I pretty much listen to music or podcast like every time. I just put in
I assume this podcast?
Yeah. I have listened to this podcast on a run. One time. I think I listened
One time.
I listened to Parker as well as on a run.
There we go.
And then if I'm running with the guys, like we just kind of talk the whole time.
That's so impressive that you're able to hold a conversation while doing that.
Well, that's like the whole point of like just normal training runs. Like when we're working out, we're running hard enough that we can't have a conversation.
Sure.
But like the whole point of like the days in between workouts is to run slow enough that you can have a conversation.
So do you have like a Parker's running playlist on the, or Ethan, running a playlist on there? Like what are you listening to?
So I've been mixing it up a lot recently. I listen to a lot of hip hop rap. And then
you like said that like apologetically.
Well, some people,
we're in the game. Don't worry.
And then recently I've listened to some classic hard rock, 80s, 90s stuff too.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, what's classic hard rock to you?
Like Led Zeppelin's classic rock.
Okay.
All right.
The Who is like way back as classic rock. That's my dad's favorite band. So I listen to them a little bit too. So those are just two.
Okay, good.
Okay, this is going to be a stupid question. So when this is in my very limited running experience, like you get like if a song comes on that you like, you get a little shot of adrenaline, right? Like you're like, yeah, all right. And you start, but you don't have that during the like. Do you have to be? I know, again, a stupid question. Legitimately, do you have to be a little worried about listening to music when you're training? Because you do get those like hits when something comes on that you like.
No, there are sometimes like I'll be out for a run and a good song comes on and my heart rate shoots up.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well I got to turn on a easy like a not a hype song so I can calm down because I'm not supposed to be running fast today. But no, I don't. I listen to music on the bus over to meets, but once we get there, I pretty much take it out, and that's new. That's something Coach Milt has kind of pushed. Just spend the time like having fun with the guys, warming up and stuff, and not listen to music. So,
good, Adam. I got to defend myself on the kick, but we'll do that in a second.
You mentioned when you found out that you were pretty good at it. How did you find out that you were pretty good at it?
like when I was growing up, I would always do these mile fun runs. So my dad was still running. We'd go run a local 5. He'd go run a local 5K or a 10K. And then these races, they would have mile fun runs. And I'd beg my parents to let me in there. And then you go win or you go get second. And it's like, okay, well, I beat all these kids. Or I didn't beat that kid and I want to beat him. So then the next one rolls around and I asked to come in it. And then, you win that one, and the next one you get third, and it's like, all right, well, I want to win again. So, yeah, I think it was just kind of like it was just fun. It was just fun.
The other kids are just out there running. Ethan's been like training hard between the fun runs. He's got like a target on that kid's back. So I'm coming for you.
I'm really not happy with my splits in the fun run. I'm kind of disappointed.
Okay, so I was not trying to upset Parker. I asked him, I said, how's your kick? How's your kick?
Well, it played out pretty well at the ACC, may I say. Yeah, not too
Let's
bad.
take a look at this gold medal right here, Jones. You tell me, buddy.
It's something Coach and I have been working on. Came out of high school, was not known for having a kick at all. And even in college, the last couple of years, I've been outkicked quite a few times for the ACC title, won by my own teammate. So Ethan outkicked me in the 3K indoors, and we've been working on it a lot. My kick, I'd say, is more of a sustained kick. So Ethan will go with like 300 meters left and just blow the doors off everyone. I like to go a little bit further out and try to sustain it. Just more of playing to my strengths, I guess.
And he was like, well, it's not been good enough, but I've really been working hard on it. So I was not attacking Parker's kick when he was here. But how does one get, like, how do you get that kick? Like, I assume that's something you have to train and work on.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people that just have it naturally, and some people that actually have to work on it. Parker is someone that had to work on it, and I'd say it's there. It's there now.
Yes.
he's got it.
Yeah, we joked that he's like got my face in his mind while he's doing it. So how about you? Is this something you had to work on? Do you feel like it was something you had pretty naturally?
No, something I typically have to work on the strength side of things. So like Parker's naturally able to run these longer distances a lot better, like the 5K, 10K, and that's not something I was great at. So that's kind of been my emphasis over the last few years, is really focus on, getting stronger. And Parker is just naturally a bit stronger than I am. So, no, the kick was something more he had to work on. The strength side of things, allowing me to be there at the end of the race where you could actually use what you have, the kick, is something I've had to work on. So a little bit different. But that's one reason why we work so well together in training. So.
How do you figure out what the right distances are for you? Like, you're obviously good at running a lot of longer distances. How did you decide it's this?
I don't think I know yet, honestly. It's still a work in progress, and as you get stronger, different events become more of a possibility. Like, who knows, I might end up running the 5K one day at the Olympic trials, or I probably won't run the 10K, but I could see myself going up to a 5K, and I haven't run a 5K in a championship race yet. So yeah, I mean, I don't think you really know.
Can we standardize our measurements? Like, what exactly is the difference between 3,000 meters and a mile?
It's 1,400 more meters.
Yeah.
1,300.
So that's a lot more.
Yeah. Roughly 1,300 more meters. Yeah.
Why can't we just have the same measurements that people like me can understand, so they know when you're in these different events, okay, this is that?
Yeah, I think it's just the U.S.
That's where we are,
Yeah.
Ethan.
The only distance here, like the only distance that we run is that we understand here is the mile.
Right.
Sure.
All the other distances, like people in Europe and everywhere else, they understand. Like they understand what a 5K is. They understand what a 3K is. That's just something the U.S. doesn't.
Do you feel like you're just slightly more cultured than the rest of us because you understand all this? You're like, yeah, I live in that meter world all the time, guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like, I get what a 3K is. Like, I know how many miles. It's like 1.86 miles. So, if that helps.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay,
Ethan
that
goes
does help.
over to France or something.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, I totally understand all these distances.
I live this
perfectly.
life on the continent.
All right. I'm guessing you run a lot, but if you're not running, what do you like to do?
Play a lot of Xbox.
There you go.
Play a lot of Xbox. Watch a lot of Netflix. It's
Yeah.
a lot of like sedentary activities. I don't.
Just let your body chill.
Yeah,
a
pretty
little bit.
much.
What are you
got-
watching on Netflix
yeah.
right now?
Right now, so I'm rewatching. It's not on Netflix. It's on Disney Plus. It's called The Punisher. So it's with John Bernthal. It's really good. It's
There
really
we go.
good. So,
We're always looking for good show.
have you guys never
movie-
seen that?
No.
It's very good.
Recommendations.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good.
You got any other recommendations that we should be watching?
I mean, I assume you guys have probably seen like Breaking Bad, right?
Yes. It's been a while, but I
Yeah.
have seen it.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah. I've tried to get Adam into Game of Thrones. He won't do it.
You want to do it?
I feel like I'm so late to the game.
You're not late.
Yeah.
Just watch it.
Yeah, just
It's worth
add
it. It's
Yeah.
worth it.
I think that might be
Evergreen.
a summer thing.
I think when you have time.
Yeah. Like, I think because I feel like in the summer I've got time, and if I watch one episode and it's really good, I can just roll
Yeah.
into that next one.
Yeah.
I can't as much do that at this time of year.
So I would think you've got to be very conscious of what you're eating, drinking, just because of what you're doing. Like, do you have a day where you're just like, dude, I'm all in. Like, just give me a pizza. Do you ever have these days where you can just eat normally?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that.
on Tuesdays, well, sometimes we have a double workout, and I'll finish this session in the afternoon. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go eat an entire 14-inch pizza from Bren's.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
the Heritage Honey at Bren's Pizza is fantastic.
Oh, there we go. Just keep that in the back of your mind.
I've been in on honey on the pizza here
So
lately
good.
too. Is that something you've recently discovered?
Ever since I went to Bren's, yeah.
Yeah. Why is it so good?
I think they use hot honey, which is even better.
hot honey.
Yep, it's perfect.
It really is good.
All right, what's next? Like, what's coming up for you? Where are you guys? Like, what is happening in the near future?
Yeah, so 3 weeks, I guess 2.5 now. We're going back up to Boston to run a DMR, so it's a relay, which will be super fun. It's honestly more fun to compete when you're on a team and on a relay. It's not just individual. And then after that, ACCs and nationals. So,
Is it difficult, or you obviously must like it, to have such a long lens on what's ahead for you? And like, okay, most people aren't sitting here going, well, in 2029, I feel like I want to be doing this. But you probably have a pretty good idea of that.
Yeah.
What do you like about that?
I think it takes a lot of pressure off what I'm doing now. It's like, because what I'm doing now is not the end all be all. And I feel like a lot of people, once they get older and they get to be seniors in college, it's like, oh, this is it. Like they're stressing out, they're tensing up because they want to do something now. And it's like, I want to do that obviously, but like if it doesn't happen, I still have, a lot of time to run.